I wonder whether you consider yourself an optimist or a pessimist. If you think you're an optimist, answer this question. How optimistic are you about the ability to do brain surgery? If you had any reservations, that's not being optimistic. So what does that mean? What it means is that almost zero of us are purely optimistic or even purely pessimistic. We're often optimistic about the things we feel confident about or the things that we have no fears about. We are pessimistic about things that we've learned over time don't work or that we're afraid of. What we want to know about optimism and pessimism, though, because we do have preferences, we do have one or the other that are our go-to, is that both of them are ways for us to reduce anxiety. So an optimist will reduce anxiety by looking on the bright side, not worrying about things that could go wrong until they do, in which case then they must and they will deal with it. And with optimism in the workplace, we will look forward to the different projects, and until we get stuck, we may not be too concerned about how the project will roll out. Pessimists manage their anxiety by thinking about the things that could go wrong and planning for them. They would be looking for the flaws in the plan. They would be looking for any critical, constructive criticism that they can give in order to prevent things from going wrong. Neither one of these approaches are wrong. Neither one of them are bad. The problems happen when one wants the other to think like they do. Because what we're doing at that point is we're stressing them out. So, as somebody who has been a lifelong optimist, when I say to a pessimist, well, look on the bright side, don't worry about it, it'll all be fine, I'm taking away their need to plan, to think, to strategize, and I am increasing their stress levels. When a pessimist says to me, have you thought about all the things that could go wrong? Have you thought about all these? I can actually feel my stress levels rising. But there's a great middle ground that we understand that the pessimist can help us to look for the flaws, to plan in a more deliberate way, to be ready for any eventuality, and to not fight that you're raining on my parade, but to encourage it, to support it. And maybe it's not a conversation with us, but maybe it's something that they'll go away and do and bring back to contribute to the greater good. And on the other hand, that if you have optimists and you're a pessimist, that you actually encourage them to think about what are the positive outcomes that could happen here? What are some of the visions that you see that we could use in our personal life as well as in our work life? If we can identify whether we're an optimist or a pessimist in the moment, and then understand how we can leverage that for the greater good and not use it to attack or judge another person's approach, then optimism and pessimism can live well together.